Welcome to the Elementary STEM Coach Podcast. I'm your host, Naomi Meredith, a former classroom teacher turned K-5 STEM teacher and coach. With over a decade of experience teaching and a master's degree in STEM leadership, I'm here to coach you throughout the year to help you gain back more time to create innovative experiences for your students. When you are teaching kindergarten through second grade at back to school time and you want to teach them what each letter of STEM means, and you want every single day to be a different letter, a different lesson, what could that look like? This is episode 2 in a 2-part series where I am sharing with you a week's worth of lesson plans where you can do exactly that. In the last episode, I shared with you ideas for 3rd through 5th grade. So if you're looking for that episode, make sure to listen after this one. You don't have to listen to these in order, but if you listen to both, you get all the grades K through 5 covered. Along with that, I created a free printable that you can grab, and it is a PDF that has all of these lessons linked and laid out for you for the week. You can get that linked in the show notes, or you can head on over directly to naomimeredith.com/week of STEM plans. Just like the last episode, I'm going to be referencing some videos that I made that are over on my YouTube channel, and they're about 2-ish minutes that I made for you and your students to watch. There is a video that explains what is STEM, so an overview of the word, and then there's a separate video for each letter in STEM as well. So what is science, what is technology, what is engineering, what is math, that you can watch and start off each of these lessons that I'm going to be talking about. There is going to be a little bit of overlap of some of the lessons, and that is okay. That means that it's really important and something that they need to remember. And if you've done a couple of these things before, they're like, we did it last year. Literally, it was a year ago. You're not going to hurt anybody. It's one day. You will be okay. So don't worry about if there's any overlap. You might get 1 or 2 kids. Overall, at the end of the day, it's to get them excited about STEM and your class and move on from there. Day 1 is going to be a STEM overview. So what is STEM? So you are going to start off with that video. Then from there, it's a great way to introduce any of your classroom rules, which I have all of those that you can print out, and a video where you can hear how I explain these to kids. You can show it to kids too if you want, or if you just want to hear the language that I use explaining it to kids, that's totally fine. And then if you are choosing to have a whole class behavior system where there's something they can earn as a class, if they are following those classroom rules, I play a game called Behavior Blast Off, and their goal is when they're following those classroom rules, they can earn a star, and each star earned at the end of class, that's how many kids I will choose randomly to pick a prize. I have a whole podcast episode all about this. So if you haven't listened, I will link that as well. And there's also a video where I'm actually introducing the game to kids so you can hear the reactions and what they think about it. After that, you're going to have mixed buckets of Lego bricks around the room, and you are going to play just the color questions only, because I have color questions and then size and shape questions for this game. But you are going to play the color questions only for my All About Me brick build. And what you do is you ask questions that, and if it's true about them, they grab that many Lego bricks that represent the question. So for example, it might say grab 5 yellows if you have a pet. And they're like, oh my gosh, I have a pet. My pet's name is Frederick. He is the cutest Chihuahua Terrier in the whole wide world. And they're going to grab 5 yellows. It could be any size, any shape. As long as they're yellow, they grab the 5 yellows and then they wait for the next question. If it's not true about them, they just wait for the next one, and they can build with what they have. The way that I wrote the questions, almost all the questions will be true about them. There might be 1 or 2 that are not, but it's a great way to get kids talking, and you get to know them as you're reading the questions out loud. And I've played this game K through 5 many times, and all the grades love it and understand it, and it's a good time. For these next 4 days, I have planned plenty of things because we know with the little kids, sometimes you got to change things up pretty quick, and maybe one lesson isn't going the direction that you wanted, so there is a backup plan. And when I am talking about day 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe you have consecutive days that you see the kids, or maybe you are going to see them the following week. So within a whole week, Monday through Friday, you see the whole school. This totally works too. So either way, you have all your plans done. For day 2, you're going to be talking about science. So you're going to start off with that What is Science video. And in each of these videos, you probably have noticed there are these circles that have the words. So it's a circle It's a, let's say it's a science. And then there are these other pictures around it that represent science or they're examples of science. So you can actually grab those same exact circles. There's the color version that's in the video, but there's also a black and white version. And it's really fun where you can have the kids color in those things. They can make their own little book about what STEM means. So they have each of the circles. So you can even go ahead and print all of them out and they color and then they can cut out that circle. And if they finish early, they can draw things on the back that are their favorite science things. So at the end of all these next days, they will have a circle for each letter of STEM. And it's a great talking point for them to bring home and share with their families. Oh my gosh, I have a really cool class called STEM. Let me tell you what each letter means and maybe some of the things we're going to learn this year. After that, and for all of these days, I found a read aloud and a STEM activity that you can do. After that, you can read the story, The Unimaginary Friend Beagle, and talk about how they are a perfect match and what makes a good friend. And from there, you can talk about how things are magnetic and not magnetic, and they can create their own person, their own human, and their own imaginary friend. And if you wanted to go the extra step, you can add a magnet on one hand and a paper clip on the other. You could just use some craft like sticky magnets and they'll get the idea. They'll stick a little bit and they can be BFFs, which that's a fun little activity and also some science behind it, why things stick together and how they attract. If you need a little bit extra, you can use those Lego bricks again or anything else that you have to build with. And it is a science engineer inspiration board. So there are 9 different things that are very science specific, like goggles, a microscope, a balance, things that are very science based, and they can decide how they want to build those items using the tools that they have, maybe the Lego bricks or blocks that you have. The next day, day 3, is all about technology. So you could start off with that What is Technology video, and then you can go into coloring that page that is the technology page, and then they can draw their favorite things about technology on the back. Afterwards, you can read the story Tech. TEK. Actually, this is the only thing on this board, this PDF, that I don't have linked to an actual lesson. But this book is cute because the book is actually shaped like a tablet, which is so cute. And it's a cute story about technology and also a little bit of digital citizenship as well. Got to read it, find it adorable. So you can read that story and then you can have students build with the technology engineer inspiration board. So if you didn't get to the science one, you could even add in the science and the technology. But the technology board is having different things of technology. So headphones, a tablet, a laptop. And again, they can build them with the materials that you have, whether it is the Lego bricks or you could pull out some cardboard and construction paper if you really wanted to as well. The next day, day 4, is all about engineering. So again, you can start with a video. This one is What is Engineering? And then they have that circle where they color all of the things about engineering, maybe their favorites on the back. Then you can go into one of my favorite books, Rosie Revere Engineer. And you could talk about how Rosie was trying to build a flying machine and talk about what types of flying machines are already out there to give kids inspiration to build their own. This is a good introduction into the engineering design process. You don't have to go super deep into it. My whole lesson has all of that. So depending on how well you know your kids, how much time you have, but you can actually have kids start planning out their designs and then building with some simple materials that you provide for them. If you need another time filler or some of those kids are a fast finisher, I have a back to school engineer inspiration board that has some fun school related things that kids can build, again, with anything you have on hand. And the last day, day 5, is all about math. So you could start with that What is Math video and then conclude it with the coloring page that is all of the math things. Then you can end with reading the story. There was an old lady who swallowed some books. And it is so funny, all of these books. This one is like the back to school themed one. And from this story, you can have students actually build all of the things that the old lady ate. They can count how many items that she ate. They might have to create the size. So think about the size of the items, because I have a template where it's the old lady face, but you have to cut out the mouth and they have to build things. I've done Lego bricks, Play-Doh, those kinds of things. But they have to build the things that the old lady ate, but they have to make sure that it fits inside of her mouth. So there is that visual measurement piece there. And they have a lot of fun with this, and they really like to take the old lady home. So if you want to print enough for all the kids, they think it's pretty funny. And if you need another time filler, or if you want to really attempt having 2 STEM station rotations where half the class does the activity, the other half of the class does another, and you flip-flop halfway through, I have done that before. You could have as the other activity, this one I was so excited. I finally put this together, but it is an alphabet cube station. And so there are templates where students can build each of the letters of the alphabet using snap cubes, or they can even try to build their name or some of their favorite sight words. I hope this episode helps you feel more confident in your K-2 STEM planning. If you want to plan a day of STEM, of each letter of STEM for 5 days, and make sure you grab that free printable I created for you. Everything that I talked about is listed there. You can also click on the links of everything that I talked about, or you can grab this directly at naomimeredith.com/week of STEM plans, where you can see everything and see what is in store and how it fits into your week. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of the Elementary STEM Coach Podcast. I would love to connect with you over on Instagram at @NaomiMeredith_, or send me an email to elementarystemcoachpodcast@gmail.com. Also, make sure to check out my website, naomimeredith.com, to see all the show notes from today's episode and shop my K-5 STEM resources. Any questions you have, needs for resources, or ideas for episodes, get in touch. I'll talk to you soon.